Hello, hello. I do believe I am live, but a few minutes early. If you're, I think I can see about 8 people here. If you're here, just pop a little something in the comments and let me know that I'm actually talking to somebody. Hello, Jamie. Excellent. It's now 8 o'clock. So let me just give it a few minutes or just a minute and see. Cool. I've just got the thumbs up from Jamie to say everything looks fine. So good. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. I'm just going to give it a short while, just see if anybody else is on. Looks like there's a few people on. So pop down in the comments, let me know where you are watching from, and let's get cracking. So, if you don't know me, my name's Mel Anderson from My Body Fits, and quite a delay. Oh, okay, that's cool. My name's Mel Anderson from My Body Fits, and I'm here tonight to talk to you about why you should stop exercising for weight loss. Okay, so a couple of things I want to say to you before we get straight into that. Number one is I am a complete go off on tangent merchant. So I've got notes here. So if I keep looking down, it's to make sure that I don't go off and start talking about pink elephants. Oh, hey there. Some people joining in. Nice to see you. So we're here to talk about why you should stop exercising for weight loss. But before we get straight into that subject, I want to tee that up with something else, which is super important. And when I tell you this stuff, it's going to help you understand why it's important to exercise for other things other than weight loss. When we get, oh, hey, Fiona, oh, from Wales, that's so sweet. Oh, it's so lovely that you're watching on your holiday. At the end of this session, I will open it up to some questions if anyone's got any questions to ask me. And just before we get into the questions, I'm going to tell you about my new online membership that is happening soon. But just a quick section on that, and then we'll get into some questions. So before we get into the reason that you shouldn't exercise for weight loss, I want to talk about consistency, because this will really help you to understand why exercising purely for weight loss is not a great idea. So let me know in the chat if you feel like you struggle with consistency when it comes to your exercise. And what I mean by that is we feel like we're constantly on and off the wagon, or we make plans to do 5 workouts this week and only end up doing 1 or 2. You feel disheartened and end up saying, oh, I'll just start again on Monday or after Christmas or after my holiday and that kind of thing. So the fitness industry has a lot of differing opinions about a lot of different things, which I'm sure you all see all the time. But one thing that most fitness professionals will agree on is that consistency is one of the most important things to focus on when you are thinking about exercise. So consistency, if you can consistently exercise, that's when you'll see more progress. That's when you'll see better results from actually doing exercise. And the constant falling on and off the wagon and the yo-yo exercising doesn't really provide results in the long term. And actually it keeps you in this sort of perpetual cycle of feeling bad all the time because, oh my God, I fell off the wagon again, and that kind of thing. So smaller, more sustainable steps in the long run give you much better results. They create really good habits when you take smaller steps. It's much easier to stick to a routine when you look at the long term and take smaller steps, and you don't rely on willpower so much. So when you're taking smaller steps and looking at the long term, you don't need that kind of willpower or that motivation. You get yourself into a really good habit. Excuse me. So I know that consistency is really hard for so many of us. Hey, Fee, nice to see you, darling. 2 Fees next to each other. I know that consistency is really hard for so many of us, especially women in midlife with families, jobs. you know, all the kind of things that come with the midlife sort of menopause transition, the physical, the emotional and mental challenges that can come with this time. So sometimes staying consistent with your exercise can be really, really difficult, and I do want to address that. But as long as you've got like an objective to be more consistent, and you've got an intention to try to be more consistent, more often than not, you will be. So rather than catastrophizing when something doesn't go to plan, you learn to adapt and just get back on that wagon, if you see what I mean. So that's covered that subject. And I think hopefully you'll understand from what I'm saying here that consistency is the most important thing that we want to focus on when we are trying to establish a good workout routine or a habit. So now that we've talked about that, now we can move on to what we're all here to talk about, which is why focusing solely on weight loss rarely works. And if it does work, it rarely lasts. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't focus on weight loss. You know, this is not kind of an anti-weight loss conversation that we're having here. I'm not saying that you shouldn't focus on it. And what I'm saying is if it is your sole purpose for exercising, it rarely works or it rarely lasts. So the downside of focusing solely on weight loss is that you get tunnel vision. And all you can see is that number on the scale or the size dress you're wearing or that kind of thing. And you actually overshadow the other really good work you're doing, and you don't notice all the other good changes because all you can see is the number on the scale isn't changing. I want to tell you a quick story about something that happened years and years ago when I was working in the gym. So there was a client that was working with another trainer, and they came to me to confide in me because they just had the best session of their life, best workout session, best PT session. They'd hit a couple of different PBs in their training session, and they felt amazing and were super uplifted and felt super proud of themselves. But the trainer they worked with weighed them after every single training session, and they put on half a pound. And the trainer said nothing about hitting their PBs or everything that they achieved in the workout session, and just focused on the fact that they'd put half a pound on. So they were completely deflated, completely broken, completely, you know, everything that they thought they'd done that was really, really good went out the window. And I think that's just really heartbreaking. And this is what I'm talking about. So in that workout, they had done amazing stuff. They felt amazing, you know, they felt fantastic. They felt fantastic. They'd hit PBs, but as soon as somebody focused on weight loss, all of that went out the window. And they thought to themselves, what's the point? What's the point in doing this, you know, if I'm not getting where I want to be with the weight loss? So weight loss promotes a kind of a good, bad mindset, and it often takes the enjoyment out of exercise. And, you know, taking the enjoyment out of the exercise doesn't enable you to stay consistent, right? If you don't enjoy it, you've got to fight your way to get there all the time. Hello, Ruthie. Hello, Sarah. Hello, Rona. I'll keep saying hello to people while we're here. When you are pressured by weight loss, often, and this is a really important thing, this is probably the most important thing I want to tell you tonight. When your workouts are pressured by weight loss, often you choose a level of workout that is not necessarily right for you at that time, and this can often result in injury, in burnout, in, you know, illness from it, or just really, really hating exercise. And again, you know, that's going to cause inconsistency, and as we said right at the start, the consistency is the most important thing. So pop down in the comments for me. Hello, Isabel. Pop down in the comments for me other reasons that you can think of to exercise that have nothing to do with weight loss. Pop down in there now. I don't know how quickly the comments come to me. I'm going to take a sip of water, and then I'm going to read you out some of the other things that I've got here. And let's see if we can agree on some of them. I think there might be a bit of a delay, but you keep popping things in there for me, and I'm going to tell you a list. Oh, yeah, keep strong as you get older to feel great. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Really, really brilliant. I've got those on the long lasting mood booster. Absolutely, Isabel. And you know, the mood thing, that's an instant reaction to exercise sometimes, isn't it? That's something that you feel instantly to be stronger mentally and physically. I love that, Fiona. That's definitely like on my radar when I'm exercising. Mental health, sense of achievement, just getting out of a bad day. Yeah, 100%. I hear you. That's me. Go out for a run to get out of a bad day sometimes. So let me just list a couple of them for you while you keep putting them in here. So we will improve bone density, muscle mass, cognitive function, heart health, cardiovascular fitness. Right, all of these things are happening. We improve our mobility, stability, strength and balance, Claire. Yeah, absolutely. Coordination. We reduce anxiety. We reduce stress. We release endorphins. We sleep better. We boost our energy. And, if you're somebody that goes to fitness groups, you build connections and you create community by exercising, getting outside in the fresh air, and also like performance. Let's say you want to run a marathon, or you want to do a weightlifting competition, or you want to raise money for a charity that's really close to your heart. These are all really good reasons for exercising that have nothing to do with our weight. And all those things will be overshadowed if we just focus on weight. So we know that we need to focus on consistency. We know that there are loads of good reasons to exercise outside of weight. But how do we know what to do? How do we know what we should be doing in any given moment, in any given session, on any given day? Now, this is where, let's talk about the fitness industry, because it can be super, super confusing, right? Especially the messaging leveled at midlife women, which is you should be doing X amount of workouts a week. You should be doing X amount of strength training. You should be lifting heavy. You should be doing da 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 da. And that's leveled at us all the time, isn't it? From social media. But let's just remind ourselves what we've touched on already is that we need to create sustainability. We need to create long lasting habits to see that progress, to get all those good benefits. Okay. So if we are just going hard at it and following the narrative that somebody on social media is telling us and it doesn't fit with us, that's not going to be very good. So when perimenopause hit for me, my strength and my fitness and everything just went to pot. Everything. It felt like it was overnight. I completely lost all of my strength and my fitness. And I really didn't know what to do because I was doing quite high output exercise. And all of a sudden, I didn't know what to do. And for quite a while, I did nothing, which didn't work for me because I don't know if many of you can relate to this, but for me, exercise is a super, super important part of my mental health management. It's how I kind of manage my mental health and keep it in check is exercise. So suddenly not being able to exercise was super, super hard. And I needed to find a way, I needed to find a strategy to continuously move, no matter how I felt, no matter if I was exhausted or if I was just getting back to it, if I was feeling really strong again. So I've created what I learned over a few years is that I had sort of categorized my exercise, the type of exercise, and I put it into a thing called the 3 phases of fitness. So I'm going to tell you about those now, and I want you to tell me if you resonate with these. When I tell you about these phases, so the first one is called time to reset. Pop in the comments and tell me what type of exercise do you think you would do in this phase as I explain it to you. So time to reset is for those of you who feel like menopause and midlife has completely knocked you off your feet. Maybe you have had a family crisis. Maybe it's not a crisis. Maybe just family life is insanely busy. Maybe you're sending kids off to university or getting kids through exams or something like that. Maybe you've had a period of illness. Maybe you've been injured or you've had surgery. Or maybe, as I'm sure loads of you can relate, maybe you've just been given all of your energy to someone or something else, right? So if you feel like that, what you need is a period of gentle restorative movement. And in this phase, we shouldn't be using metrics. We shouldn't be measuring anything. The focus should be just on preserving your energy and renewing your energy, reducing your stress, um, regain some of your like personal time and counterbalance the life's demands. I'm going to look in the thing here because some of you have put some stuff. Heidi, stretches, walking, swimming, definitely, yeah, 100%. Reset to me would be stretching exercise. Yeah, definitely, Fiona. Exactly that. So the type of exercises that don't use your energy, right? They gather energy. That's what I like to say. You know, it gathers energy. So I've got gentle stretches, you know, like the 1 minute moves that I put on Instagram, walking in nature, a gentle swim, a walk with friends, maybe like a gentle version of yoga or Pilates or like a mat based class, something like that. And breathing practices. Now, if you love your exercise and it's a really important part of your life, and suddenly you are so exhausted you can't, you know, get out to your classes, it's quite a shift. It's quite a mind shift uh, to encourage yourself to do this kind of exercise. But trust me, it really, really helps. It really, really helps. And we gather energy and we renew our energy. The second phase is called mojo returning. And again, pop down in the comments, let me know what you think you would do in this middle phase. It's called mojo returning. So this is when you have spent some time in reset and your energy is returning and you feel renewed and you're ready to start exploring some different types of exercises and some different routines and maybe some slightly more energetic workouts. Now, this is super important. So listen carefully to this bit. This bit here is where the most common mistake that people make here is throwing yourself into a crazy ass workout routine or a challenge or signing up for something crazy. So you feel that energy returning because you've spent a little bit of time resting and re-energizing. You've not just completely stopped, right? All that beautiful gentle movement has renewed your energy. You're not kind of coming back to this super tired. You're coming back feeling like, yeah, I've got some energy. And it's like suddenly, woo, it's just like throw myself into, I'm going to sign up for this, blah, 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 whatever it is. Throw myself in, I'm going to do a marathon or a triathlon which is what I did actually when I was 50, which was terrible. Or, you know, sign up to a 12-week program or whatever that is. And you end up crashing because you've gone in too far. So we get this little tiny taste of energy again. And then we're like, oh, and we completely collapse again. We end up burning ourselves out. Maybe we get injured or we just end up hating the bloody exercise, right? And we fall off the wagon, we yo-yo, consistency goes out of the window again. So in this phase, this is a super kind of, you might stay here for quite a bit longer. This phase is all about building a foundation of fitness back again. Okay, it's about exploring what kind of exercises feel really good to you. It's about checking in with your energy, okay, before, during, and after your workout. So before, we're thinking, how much energy have I got to bring to the workout today? And I'm going to adapt it based on that. Whilst you're in the workout, how am I feeling right now? Do I need to, can I keep going at this level? Do I need to dial it back? Do I need to mix up my weights or mix up my pace? And afterwards, how long does it take you to recover? Okay. And you want to watch that recovery time get shorter and shorter. Or is it longer and longer? No, shorter and shorter. Here, we can use metrics, we can use measuring tools, but only as intel, not as, oh, this was good or this was bad. It's like, it's intel, it's giving us some information, okay? So it's an exploratory phase, and we are building our strength and our fitness back without burning out. Now, Fiona Gilbert, this is what I was talking about. This is what you were talking about on Instagram the other day, okay? So it's about exploring and building slowly. You build the habit here, which will stand you in good stead in the third phase, the third and final phase. All right. So the type of exercises, yeah. So small weights, light cardio, excellent. Exactly that. So I've got here, so maybe some more varied body weight movements. You might do some like body weight squats and core exercises and things like that. Hand weights and dumbbells, definitely. Mini bands, little bit of like slightly more intense cardio, you know, maybe some cycling, a little bit more vigorous swimming maybe, and then maybe like more advanced yoga, Pilates, maybe a little bit longer, a little bit faster, a little bit heavier, a few more reps, that kind of thing. This is what you're playing around with. So this is a really fun, you know, if you can use curiosity in this phase, instead of beating yourself up, going, oh, why can't I do this now? Just like, this is fun. This is a fun phase. It's really good. And then the final phase is called getting stronger. Again, let me know if you can think of the type of exercise you would do in this phase. So getting stronger, the third phase, love this phase. You've built a solid foundation of fitness. You've really done the work here and you're ready for more of a challenge. You're ready to test your boundaries and get out of your comfort zone. You have got here an amazing connection with your body. Okay, you've done the work. You really can read your body's needs. And you understand, this is a good one, you understand the difference between when your body needs a rest and when your mind is making excuses. So you can ask yourself, you know, when you sort of go, oh, I don't want to do this workout today, is it in my body or is it my mind telling me? And you will really understand and you will really have that really good connection. You'll build physical and mental resilience to push yourself harder. And this is where you see tangible results from all that foundational work that you've done before. So you'll get better stamina, better physical strength, your cardio capacity will increase and you'll feel more confident with what you're doing and more confident pushing yourselves. Also, here you're going to see changes in your life, like your gardening. You won't be broken after doing a day of gardening, you know, lifting more bags, not harumphing, not being puffed out when you walk up the stairs and that kind of thing. I'm really glad it makes sense, Rhoda. This is brilliant. This is really, really good. So here you would use heavier weights, right? So here is where what everyone's talking about. Here's where we use heavier weights. Here's where we would be, you know, grinding, what you call a grind. You know, you get a heavy weight and you're going to push. Oh, you're going to really challenge yourself. You know, we might use barbells. We might use more advanced body weight exercises like, you know, pull-ups, learning pull-ups or doing really good full push-ups. You might go for longer or faster runs. You might throw some interval runs and some sprints or hills and things if you're a runner, if you like that kind of thing. You might do HIIT if you like HIIT. So that's the kind of thing that you do here. Now, super important, just before we move on, they're all interchangeable, okay? All of these phases are interchangeable. So you might have 2 phase 3 workouts in your, you know, workout regime, and you might have a couple of reset ones because they're your rest days, right? The idea here is that you keep moving. That's the idea, because when we stop moving, we seize up. Especially the older we get, we seize up and we get aches and we get pains, and then trying to get yourself back to exercise when you feel like that is harder and harder, which is why the consistency is super important. So hopefully, if I haven't waffled too much, you can see that what we call the cookie cutter messaging. So this means that, you know, everybody's the same. So the cookie cutter messaging that is leveled at you on social media, which is that everyone should do 5 days a week and 3 days a week of this and 2 days a week of this and da. It doesn't meet everyone where they are at any time, right? It doesn't meet every single person that's listening, and it doesn't take into consideration what might be happening in someone's life. And nobody tells you what to do if you're not doing the ideal, right? And what we're doing here is we are creating that whole kind of spectrum of movement. And you know, the whole there are some people, but really the messaging that is coming at you from the majority of the industry is one size fits all. But in my little corner of the internet, we don't do it like that. I hope you can see that now. So this brings me on really nicely to telling you about the Keep Moving Club. And I would love you to pop any questions you have about anything I've said today, anything that you don't understand, anything, you know, ask me anything. I don't know if I'll be able to answer it, but I will certainly give it a good go. But I just want to tell you a little bit about the Keep Moving Club, which is my new online membership. And it is launching tonight. So we embrace the 3 phases of fitness in the Keep Moving Club. It's called, did I say the Keep Moving Club? It's called the Keep Moving Club. So we're going to embrace the 3 phases of fitness in that online community. We work in blocks or terms where we focus on progressing you through those phases using like flexibility and really tuning into your body, really understanding what you need at any given time. We tune out the noise of the industry, all right? We shut it out and we go, what do I need? What's right for me right now? What do I need to do? And how can I progress at a rate that is sustainable? Okay. Throughout the blocks and terms, you'll be encouraged to work at your level. You'll have access to me to guide you through and support you. So if you have questions, if you're not sure how to progress or whether to dial back or what's going on, you'll have me on hand throughout the terms to do that. There'll be regular workshops, special guests, live classes every single week, and a library of exercise resources that's just going to build and build. So I'm launching it for the first time today. It's brand new. I'm launching it for the first time today, and it's going to be until Sunday. I am offering a founder's rate, and this is never ever going to be offered again. Okay, it's never going to be offered again. So I'm offering a founder's rate of just £27 a month, which will be open until Sunday. And I'm going to answer your question in a second, Fiona. Yeah, definitely. And if you sign up on that rate, that's yours for life. If you stay in, it's yours for life. I think they call it, it's grandfathered. That means it stays with you for life. I don't know why it's called that. We're going to be working all the way up to Christmas, working on your progress. And then in the new year, we'll start a new seasonal term. And yeah, and we'll just be working through this all the time. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. There's already some people in there. There's already about 17 people in there. So it's a community of women, no matter where you are on your fitness journey. There's no competition. There's no comparison. You know, if you're taking some time to reset, we're here to support and cheer you on through that period. If you're at peak of your fitness and you're lifting heavier and making small increments, because that's what happens in that phase, we're here to cheer you on. So that's what it's all about. The link is in the description. If you've got any questions about it, let me know. It will be open until Sunday. Fiona, how much equipment would you need at home? So really, in the Keep Moving Club, we do kettlebell classes and we do classes with dumbbells at the moment. Next year there'll be mini bands and things like that. But you can come to the classes with no equipment. The upper body and lower body classes, you can come with no equipment at all. You do need at least one kettlebell for the kettlebell classes. But just, even if you haven't got dumbbells, you can grab hold of some water bottles or some cans or stuff like that. And really what I would say is try the classes out. And if you really like it, then you might want to pick yourself up some dumbbells or something like that. So, yeah, so small weights, light cardio exercises, things like that. In the Keep Moving Club, currently there is 2 days of kettlebell classes, a lower body class and a upper body class. That's that at the moment, but I'm hoping to get some more people in and do some different classes for you. So Heidi, separating my exercise movement goals from my weight management was a game changer for me. Yeah, now I can appreciate my body's abilities. Yeah, that's fantastic. Heidi's a client of mine actually, and yeah, so when I take clients on from the start, I say that I don't do weight loss because I really believe that we should separate these things. And again, it's not about not wanting to lose weight. It's about seeing all of the amazing benefits and all of the progress you make without the shadow of weight loss sort of kind of taken away from all those fantastic things. So you have dumbbells. Excellent. Okay, so that's the end of our workshop. I hope you have found some of that interesting, helpful. If you don't already follow me, I am on Instagram under my.bodyfit. You can find me there. I'm on Facebook under My Body Fit. You can comment on this one after if you've got any questions. Recovering from shoulder op, can I still take part? Yeah, so what I would say for you, Ruthie, is you probably need to modify any exercises that you can do with your shoulder, but you could certainly do lower body exercises. And You can certainly do, you know, walking and possibly not running because you've just had a shoulder op. But yeah, it's all about, this is what it's all about. So this is the kind of thing, if you were in the community, this is the kind of thing that, you know, I will answer this for you. So obviously don't do any upper body exercises with that side until your physio or your surgeon, etc., has told you otherwise. But you can definitely exercise around that for sure. Yeah. The link for the Keep Moving Club is in the description if anybody wants to. It's just a video telling you a bit more about it. So if you want to find a little bit more about it, go ahead and click on that. Rona, fiber, yeah. So yes, Rona. So, you know, for you, you really need to find, so, you know, the second phase, the mojo returning and things like that might look different for you than it does to somebody else. You know, I say this in my classes all the time. Strong is as strong feels for you. So what we would do for you, Rona, is really work out, you know, there'll be lots of days for you where you will need the reset, you'll need gentle, you'll need calming, you'll need, you know, energy gathering movements. But on the days where you feel good, you know, we would, you know, find out, what does feeling stronger mean for you? And it's different for everybody. Yes, Heidi worked with me through a shoulder injury. I've worked with people with all sorts of injuries, all sorts, injuries, operations, health conditions. We know it all. Thank you, Sarah. Yes, it'd be lovely to see you back in there. You're very welcome, Rona. Hope that answers your question. So the link is in the description. If anyone is interested, do ask me some questions. Pop over and see me on Instagram. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. I hope it's been helpful, and I hope to see you over on social media sometime. Take care.